So, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Therapy. Uh, Today's topic is going to be more complex, I think, because you see, uh, me, as many others, as a lot of other humans, I'm flawed, okay? And that's something you sometimes gotta accept. But as the majority of humans, as the vast majority, I would like to think, um, there's times that I don't want to accept that I'm flawed, or like some flaws that I have, or like when I make do something bad, like I commit mistakes, it's hard. I talked about that yesterday too. But today I'm like talking more about like flaws like in yourself. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. This is difficult to talk about because as much as I think I know about my flaws, or that I'm flawed, like the knowledge of it doesn't help me like fix it. It's only like halfway through the process, you know? Okay, I know I do this the wrong way, so how can I do it like better? And I usually just get stuck at that because I don't know. I truly don't know how to get better at some stuff. Um, and I feel like a lot of people like, and especially me. Well, I will stop talking about other people. I will talk about me. Me myself personally. Like I've had this thought a bunch of times. This thought. It's that like after giving it a lot of time, I usually arrive to the conclusion that okay, yes, I am flawed. I recognize it, and while I try to find solutions, sometimes I just end up thinking, okay, yeah, I'm broken, and I don't want to fix myself. And I think honestly, it's fair. For if people like get to that conclusion as well, like if they realize that they are flawed in something, but they don't want to change it. Because for me, like I said, okay, yeah, I'm flawed, but I don't want to change it because I think it makes me unique, and I think it's certainly uh, you know a point to be made, that if it wasn't for our flaws and stuff like that, like obviously there will be no difference between us, and that's what makes us humans. But by thinking that, that's what I'm saying here. Like I get to the conclusion of okay, if it's what makes me human, then I don't want to get rid of it. But obviously, um, I don't know. It's hard. For example, I have this thing that I've tried to fix a lot, and it's certainly one of my most major ones. Uh, I talk about flaws like they're an object or something tangible, but just stick with me, okay? Um, I was like super. How do you say this? I used to bottle up my emotions a lot. I talked about this in a few past episodes. I think I will put them up here if I remember. And I didn't really like. I didn't fully realize this because maybe I was like aware in some capacity that I was bottling up my emotions big time. But it's not something that I gave much thought to until I got my first girlfriend, my first couple, and she made me realize a lot of these things because you know I truly never had experienced anyone who like genuinely cared for my for my feelings, or how I like looked at stuff, how I felt about it. I know it sounds really sad, but yeah, I know it sounds sad, but that's just the reality of things, okay? And she, in some way, kind of uh, helped teaching me how to, you know, externalize my feelings a bit more, how to, exteriorize this type of stuff, because I couldn't keep saving it up all for myself. I truly think she helped me. I got better at expressing myself and my emotions, and I feel like that made me actually appear much more confident on myself. Like I gained a lot of self confidence because I was actually able to express myself a lot more, like without fear of what others might say, or how others may judge me. But at the end of the day, you know, I realized, um, and the whole meaning, like the whole fact that this series exists, is because uh, I've still have things to work on regarding you know not saving up my emotions and stuff. Because not only like it still happens today to some lesser degree probably, yeah, but it still happens. And actually, like it was one of the reasons that my relationship ended with her, my ex, because like there's always, whenever like a lot of things happen and I'm under like a shit ton of stress and nothing's going on well and everything's fucked up, I just tend to get in this state where I don't know, I separate myself from everyone. It's kind of self-destructive even. Like I don't want to talk to anyone. I just feel like being alone, and I want to be alone actively. And for that, I just stop talking to people, stop answering to messages and stuff. And I sort of like she told me that like obviously I wasn't letting myself be be helped. Is that how you say? And it was starting to get tough for her to keep um, showing me support in all of these situations. And I don't know if I fucked up or not. It's not something I give a lot of thought, but I decided that I don't want to hurt you. Uh, I know I will be like this for a while. Let me break up. Wow, Minecraft crashed again. What the fuck? Okay, so we broke up. Uh, Partly or mainly, I don't know how you might say it, because of my own decision, because I thought I was like actively hurting her by not communicating anything, and like honestly I think I was like I don't think it's a way to like carry out a relationship by not communicating to the other person. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's something you should do. So it's something I decided that it was time to end. But enough of that, because well, I think I got better talking about stuff that happens to me and stuff. This thing keeps occurring to me. Like when everything's going downhill and just doesn't seem like it's going to get any better any soon. I just I start going like I wrap myself around this self-protective bubble, and I just don't talk to anybody. Don't want to do anything. Generally, just want to be left alone. I don't think it's healthy to process things that way because you know I don't communicate anything, and people don't have to know that I'm doing like horribly and that I'm not feeling well. And people, they just never know this stuff. And I just save it up for myself, and if it ends quickly, then good for me. If not, then nobody will know until it's all said and done. And no, yeah, that's bad. I don't think it's good, but I think it happened like probably right now, because I was doing really bad emotionally, and been having all these problems with my best friends, and I just went through a week I said, okay, no one talked to me, and I was in such a bad mood, but at the same time I didn't want to speak to anyone about it. I just went in a bad mood whole day, whole week, whole time. Felt like I couldn't explain myself to anybody because nobody would like take me seriously, and it's hard. Totally, it's hard. But like I said, I know I don't have to feel this way, or I need to stop doing this. But as hard as it is to like recognize your own flaws, your own mistakes, it's equally as hard to fix them because they're there for a reason. It's not like a gimmick that I'm trying to do. No, it's something that happens to me, and I don't know what to do or how to change it. And I mean, certainly, like maybe there has to be someone out there that goes through the same thing as me, that just curls up in this tiny little, I don't know, prison. Doesn't want to talk to anybody, doesn't want to go out, doesn't want to explain themselves, and just doesn't want to talk to anybody in general. And it's not like I know that, it's not like I think that it's not going to have any repercussions, because I know it does, it truly does. Like, people, like, obviously, they're, I mean, they're in their own rights to get mad. Um, it's not like you are justified completely because, oh, you were feeling sad, so no, yeah, normal. You didn't talk to them because, yeah, you obviously, uh, I wasn't in the mood to talk to anybody, and it's not like I have an obligation to do it. But at the same time, it's not like other people could read my mind. They don't have to know what's happening to me every single second that I'm alive. It's normal that other people get upset at the thought of me just not talking to them, not communicating stuff. I'm rambling so much. Like, I don't know how to explain my thoughts because this is supposed to be pretty much tomorrow's episode, but when the inspiration hits at midnight, you just gotta press the record button, I guess. And I genuinely think that talking about it here helps me. Uh, not Obviously it's not like the secret solution to all my problems, but at least it helps to like lighten up things a bit. You know, I constantly like remind myself that it's not like I'm talking to a real person, so it's no replacement to talking to a real person. But at least it helps like getting practice, or um, you know, helping myself to find the words correct that I can use later to explain to an actual someone else. If it, I think uh, I didn't speak English there. I think I just improvised, but generally I think it's understandable what I tried to say. Like, I would like to say to everyone I've hurt by acting this way, uh, I wish I could say sorry to them because I don't think that it hasn't ever affected anybody that I was close with. It probably has, and it probably is indirectly right now like affecting my best friends because I'm not capable of talking to them without getting mad at them just disappearing all of a sudden. And I just decided to dodge the the big elephant in the room, and I just ignore the fact that I'm pissed off at them by not not answering to me. But I know it's not healthy. And the topic of today's video was that I know it, and I have to change it, but it's difficult. It's difficult and nobody understands, but not because other people don't want to understand me. But it's my fault as well for trying to for not explaining to others. Anyways, I hope you all had a great day, and as always, hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.